Imagine this, it's 2 a.m. She's lying in bed, staring at the ceiling fan spinning above her. The room is silent, but her mind is screaming one thing: why isn't he here anymore? Stay with me till the end to understand what truly happens in her mind when you've detached and walked away with stoic strength. At 2 a.m., the world feels different. The mind is stripped of its distractions. There are no texts to reply to, no notifications to check, and no crowds to impress. Mystery. It is in these quiet hours that a woman's heart starts whispering truths she's been avoiding all day. If you were once part of her life and suddenly you're not there anymore, then know this: she feels it the most when the night is deep and silent. Stoicism teaches us that detachment is powerful. It is not to manipulate, but to free yourself from expectations, assumptions, and illusions. But in your absence, her mind begins its own silent conversation. She remembers the way your energy filled the room, how your calm presence gave her peace even when words were few. She replays your moments, thinking about what went wrong or what could have been different. This isn't weakness, mystery, it's just human nature. At 2 a.m., people confront what they avoid in the daylight. Her mind may wander to the possibility of reaching out, or to the pain of knowing you're no longer a text away. She may try to distract herself, but the silence keeps bringing her back to one thought: you're gone. And that's when Stoicism becomes even more vital for you. Because her thoughts at 2 a.m. are about her journey, not yours. Mystery. She feels your absence more deeply because you have chosen presence within yourself. Let's understand what exactly happens in her mind during these silent hours. She remembers the peace you brought at 2 a.m. Her mind doesn't dwell on how attractive you were, how expensive your gifts were, or how loud your laughter was in public. She remembers the peace you brought her. Women are naturally attuned to emotional safety. When a man operates with stoic calmness, groundedness, and emotional control, he becomes a source of silent peace. At night, when her thoughts have no barriers, she remembers how your presence felt like a shield from the chaos of her world. Mystery. Your masculine stillness allowed her to rest in her feminine softness. Your ability to listen without reacting, to observe without judgment, to speak with clarity instead of noise, all of these qualities echo in her memory. This is why detachment affects her so deeply. She may tell herself that she has moved on. Mystery. Her friends may advise her to distract herself. But at 2 a.m., the truth surfaces: the peace you gave her wasn't just an emotional high. Mystery. It was a silent sanctuary she didn't even realize she needed until you withdrew it. Stoicism teaches us not to attack our identity to how others think of us. So her longing for your peace isn't your responsibility, it is her internal reflection. This is why many men who live stoically remain unforgettable. Because in a world of chaos, noise, and ungrounded men, your calmness wasn't common. It was rare. And in her silent hours, she remembers it as a feeling of safety that is now gone. She questions her choices in the daytime. Pride takes over. Ego tells her, I don't need him. I am better off. But at 2 a.m., the mind becomes honest. She replays her decisions. Did she push you away because of her fears? Did she choose drama over stability? Did she test your patience one too many times? These questions come like whispers in the dark, and she cannot silence them. Mystery. Stoicism teaches us that choices always have consequences, and the wise accept them with grace. But her emotional mind struggles to do this, especially when the consequence is losing someone whose presence was deeply grounding. She wonders if she judged you too harshly. She replays your last words, your last hug, the last time she saw your calm eyes look at her with acceptance. Regret can be a silent tormentor. This doesn't always mean she wants you back. It simply means that her soul recognizes the absence of something meaningful. You, as a Stoic, must understanding her late-night regret is not your victory. It is her life lesson. You have detached, and your purpose is to grow further into your own path, unburdened by her emotional waves. Remember, her mind at 2 a.m. is fighting battles that are not yours to fight anymore. It is her growth unfolding. She feels your absence as a reflection of her worth, when a grounded man detaches. A woman's mind doesn't just feel his absence, it often questions her worth because of it. At 2 a.m., she may wonder, why isn't he chasing me? Why didn't he fight harder? Was I not good enough to keep him? This has little to do with you, and everything to do with her relationship with herself. Stoicism teaches us to remain centered within ourselves. Mystery, never relying on another for our sense of value. But when you leave her life with grace and calm, without begging or pleading, it sends a silent message. You were complete before her, and you remain complete without her. This deeply unsettles her if she was expecting you to be desperate for her return. Her thoughts begin spiraling. Did he ever love me? Why isn't he reaching out? Who is he talking to now? These are ego-based questions fueled by insecurity. Your detachment shines a mirror on her own lack of inner grounding. She may feel anger, sadness, or even resentment towards you, but all of it is simply her inner conflict reflecting outward. As a Stoic, your role is not to celebrate her pain, but to remain unmoved. Understand that her questioning is her lesson. Your peace, once a comfort to her, mystery, now becomes a reminder of her own emotional instability. This is the hidden power of quiet detachment. She misses the silent moments, not just the excitement. Most men think women only miss the fun, laughter, dates, or adventures. But in reality, it's the silent moments she misses at 2 a.m. The way you sat beside her without needing to fill every gap with words. The way your breathing calmed her own. The way you looked into her eyes with stillness instead of lust. Those silent, peaceful exchanges are the ones that return to her when sleep refuses to come. Excitement is easy to find in this world. Peace is not. Your Stoic nature gave her moments of safety that no external entertainment could match. She may find another man to take her out, to buy her gifts, to call her beautiful, mystery. But if he lacks the inner quietness that you possessed, he will never make her feel the same. This is why Stoicism is not just philosophy, it's an aura. It leaves an imprint in the hearts of those who come close to you. At 2 a.m., she remembers your silent presence more than your words or jokes. She misses the feeling of being understood without explanation. And that is a void few can fill. She wonders if you ever think of her finally. When the night is darkest and her heart feels heavy, she will wonder, does he ever think of me? Does he miss me too? This is the most human question of all. We all want to know that we mattered to someone. But Stoicism teaches us that clinging to thoughts of others keeps us chained to illusions. You, in your detachment, are not thinking of her with longing. If you are, you must return to your practice, for true Stoic peace is found only in the present moment. Her wondering is natural. She may even test you to see if you respond. A late-night text. A memory shared on social media. A question sent out into the void. But understand, her wondering is her journey. Your journey is to remain grounded, focused, and at peace with your choices. When you no longer think of her with attachment, when your presence within yourself becomes unshakable, and you become truly free. And ironically, that freedom makes you unforgettable to her. Because the man who does not need her thoughts to feel validated becomes the man she remembers forever. At 2 a.m., her mind is her own battlefield. Your absence creates silence, and in that silence, truth emerges. She may feel regret, longing, anger, confusion, or peace. But remember, it is her path to walk, not yours to fix. Stoicism teaches us that our highest power lies in knowing what is within our control. Her thoughts, her late-night wonderings, her regrets, none of them belong to you. Your only duty is to remain centered, grateful for what was, accepting of what is, and unbothered by what may come. Detach with love, not resentment. Move forward with gratitude, not bitterness. Because while her mind replays the past at 2 a.m., your mind must remain anchored in your purpose, your discipline, your vision. That is what makes you unshakable. And ironically, that is what makes you unforgettable. She will think of you as the man who walked away with peace in his eyes, strength in his silence, and purpose in his steps. That image will stay in her mind far longer than any desperate chase ever could. That, my brothers, is the power of Stoic detachment.